What is up, everybody? Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It is Wednesday, January 15th, and we just finished watching AEW Dynamite Maximum Carnage here today on Max and TBS and wherever else that you guys watch AEW. It's Denise here. It's Reg. Reg, how are you?
What's up, y'all? I'm doing great. Just watched a very fun episode of AEW Dynamite. I'm excited to talk about it, and I'm excited to be here. Denise, how are you?
What the hell, Reg? What's wrong with you?
What you mean? What? I'm
You
here.
didn't do your normal bit.
What's my bit?
You're Media Man, Righteous Reg, rapper, everything you say. It's weird for me to start a show without you not doing that.
What do you mean? How come I have to do every show with the bit? How come I can't just come into the show and be like, I like this show?
I've never heard you just come out here and be like, hi, it's Reg, let's get to it.
Well, I already did it early. I thought that like the first one to start this is
You
that could.
still do it on the podcast every
I have to do
time.
it, but okay, all right. Rewind. It's your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster, Media Man, Righteous Reg. I'm here, California Connection. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we can get on with the show.
Listen, you're right though, Denise. I made a bit for a reason. Like it should be it should intro me to every podcast. So I thank you for that.
See, exactly. Like you got a bit, that's
Yeah,
your thing. It's
yeah.
your thing. So,
Mhm.
anyways, we're here to get into Dynamite. And I think today's show, it felt like it flew by.
It
It
did.
flew by so freaking fast. Of course, there were some things that I, sort of wish were a little bit tweaked, but for the most part, we had a pretty decent show. And the big thing, guys, is of course the women's gauntlet. We did wish that had gone a couple minutes extra. We weren't really expecting it for it to end as abruptly as it did. It did have some fun, appearances, which we're gonna get into, and then of course Kenny Omega's return. Those were really, I would say, probably the strongest parts of the show.
I mean, looking at the lineup coming into the show and what they had announced, those are the things we expected to be the strongest there, just because they hold so much weight. Kenny Omega returning, that's a huge thing. It's a needed element of Dynamite. And the women's gauntlet was probably the most anticipated thing coming into the show. We'll get into our little reservations, but I thought for the most part, those two things were super fun. And there's a lot of exciting things about the future coming out of those matches.
Yeah, I feel you too. I want to go ahead and get things started with our super chats here and see what people are thinking about this show and kind of use that to segue into the actual segments. Here we go. We're going to kick things off with Reggie Simmons. Always good to see you here, Reggie.
Yes.
He says, "What's up, fam? You guys stay awesome. Reg, next time you in the Chi-Town, I got the blunts, bruh."
Listen, I'm trying to be in Chicago again this year. So, yes, I'm going to take you up on that, Reggie Simmons. I appreciate you always for when you show up, man. Thank you.
There's only about like 100 events in Chicago every single year. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you'll find one wrestling show to go to if you wanted to.
I will. There's some way I'll end up in Chicago but this year. So, I'll see you, Reg.
We got Chiba Cheebs here, who became a brand new member of the DWO. Welcome. We got Infamous Raider Loco, who says, damn, back-to-back endings sucked. The women's worse. We'll get to that in just a second. We got Grapple Geekery, who says, lame. And this was all to the ending, which we already knew, guys, which is why I'm not like reacting, because we already knew that Jon Moxley was going to defeat Powerhouse Hobbs. But let's talk about that ending of the show since we're on it now. Powerhouse Hobbs challenged for the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley defeats him. However, I will say this much, though. Everybody and their mother from the Death Riders got involved in this match. And every time you thought that Powerhouse Hobbs was going to be down and keep stayed down, it didn't happen. Hobbs fought back with every single last breath that he had. And in the end, eventually, Moxley chokes him out. Hobbs never taps out, by the way. So, a little pride, didn't quit, didn't give up, passes out, and that was the match. And then afterwards, they continued the beating on him. We found out poor Powerhouse Hobbs didn't have any friends until finally Cope came out with FTR.
Why'd you have to bring that part up again about him not having any friends? That doesn't have to play a role in what
Yes,
happened
it
here.
does. He was getting beaten out there for like 5 minutes till somebody came out.
No friends at all. Nobody was even after they bashed his knees in. Then here comes the cavalry to help.
To me, it feels like Rated FTR were out there kind of like debating, like,
Just
should we go
waiting. Should we? Mm-hmm.
Well, they had a whole ass meeting about it before they actually went out there to help him out.
That's crazy. They were walking slowly to get to him. I think the mission was accomplished, Denise. I mean, with the results, people we knew that Hobbs wasn't gonna win the championship here, but having a strong showing, they made him look super strong. He kicked out of a couple of Mox's finish. He kicked out of Yuta's interference. He kicked out of some things where we thought that that was the end of the match. And like you said, he didn't tap out. He passed out. So like they made him look strong and they made him look fresh. But like when you have an expected finish and you telegraph something and it goes exactly the way that you thought it would, it's it's hard to not feel something. You know what I mean? Like we knew that what the results of this was going to be, but like when it happens and it's like, oh, it's kind of the same finish and things that they've been doing again for the last couple of weeks, it doesn't really hit as hard. But I thought that the big homie looked great in his spots. The disgusting bits of him biting Mox's ear and Mox bleeding for a lot of the match, I thought that added to it. It made him look like a scary ass monster, but like the results is still kind of like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but again, I think like what we were saying was going into this was the win is the fact that Hobbs is in this match
Yep.
in the main event of the show. Again, they didn't take him down easily. He was essentially taken down by like five people. Like it took more than one person to keep him down. But it is pretty much what we've been sort of talking about right now. A lot of people, including myself, and I'm going to include you too, Reg, are sort of down on this program for Mox and the Death Riders. And it has been even more so noticeable. I mean, even on social media, we're constantly seeing people are like, dude, what is going on with this Death Riders thing? Like, it's a real big conversation. And during the watch along, one of the things we were talking about was how long are they going to keep the championship on Jon Moxley, right? Because I know a lot of us are expecting Darby to be that guy to take it off of him. But as we've talked about here before on this show, Darby it seems like they put a big pause on that. And it seems like they're not going to circle back to that until All In. He leaves, oh gosh, I forgot what he said. April. Yes, April. April, he leaves to go climb Mount Everest. He's going to be gone for 3 months. He's literally going to get back just in time for All In and then hopefully get into that program, which means, though, if it's not Darby that takes away the title from him, we are months away from seeing Moxley dethroned as AEW World Champion. And I think right now, the way that I'm feeling, Reg, is that there's a lot of things that I'm excited about on the show. However, the AEW World Championship picture isn't one of those things. So I'm kind of taking it as like, all right, this is the one part of the show that I know I'm not invested in, but I like a lot of the other stories that we're working with. But it just sucks because the AEW World Championship picture is such a big focus. It's your championship. It's your AEW World Championship. I don't know what else to say.
It's what all your top guys should be striving for. That's what everybody should want. Yeah, if we got to go 6 more months of this, Denise, that's going to be a long 6 months. And a lot of people are saying that same thing. Well, Darby's got to leave. He feels like the natural progression of beating Moxley. So we have to wait. I don't know. We shouldn't have to wait. Like, we need to figure out a different thing. Like, I understand I can't understand because Darby's been talking about this for a year, so it's not like they didn't know. They already knew this was going to happen. There was going to be a time when this fool was going to be gone away. So we should have already been preparing for this. But like again, continuously seeing this Death Riders thing, and they're kind of doing the same bits, and it feels like NWO 2.0. I'm like, I don't know if we have to look at this every Dynamite from here on out to All In, it's going to be very rough. And when you have such strong other pieces in your company. You starting out with Osprey and Osprey
Kenny.
and Kenny Omega. I kept wanting to say Okada. Osprey and Kenny Omega, and what potential could be that match with Fletcher and Takeshita. And there's strong elements and strong moments. And then like again, Cope and FTR saving Christians involved. It just feels like, okay, that's not really the way that I would have the main event scene going, but it's pleasing somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure there always is going to be the people that defend certain storylines, but unfortunately, I'm going to say that the majority is kind of not really all that invested. Okay. But again, oh my God, I feel like there's ways around this. I feel like we don't necessarily have to wait until Darby comes back from All In to get a new champion. We could see Moxley maybe drop the belt to somebody else, but at the same time, we've already started this Darby Jon Moxley story.
Yeah, that's the issue that I'm having. And it feels like a couple weeks ago on Collision, they wrote him off. So it isn't even in a way to like finish that story. Like the finishing, it feels like Darby comes and wins the championship and he's going to be gone for months and months. So how are we going to do this? But AEW has so many ways. Like we just seen the Casino Gauntlet. We've just seen there's so many opportunities for someone to earn a title shot. And we switch this whole thing up. We don't have to be dedicated to anything. Like we can write a new everything. Like we could change this tomorrow. I feel like there AEW does ways where they invest in who's going to be the next champion. But we have some people that are invested in already that it's not going to be some crazy big change if they beat Moxley for the championship next week. You know what I mean? There's some people that are set up already that could be in that position.
Oh my gosh, watch it be Cope.
Why'd you?
What? If let's just say the next big person that was going to defeat Moxley, there's a world where it could be Adam Copeland. I'm not saying it should be. I'm just saying there's a world where it could be.
There is. And if that gets us away from what's happening now, if Cope has that belt out of the briefcase and he's parading it around and he's making these defenses and he's putting over these young guys, I'm in. I wouldn't do it myself because Will Ospreay's fucking back here, but I understand why they would go in that direction.
All right, we got Luke Thornton here who says MJF and Jeff Jarrett given more time than Women's Gauntlet was so frustrating, but Gauntlet and Kenny was high points. Hobbs and Mox was killer. Still a good match. Yeah, they did have a good match. I'm very happy to see Powerhouse Hobbs get the limelight there. I can't wait to talk about Kenny in just a second. We got Roberto Arsenal who says, I enjoyed, by the way, thank you, Luke. Robert here says, I enjoyed the Women's Casino Gauntlets match. It's crazy how I went from who is Willow to she's a top 3 babyface in AEW's roster in a span of 2 years. I feel like we have been advocating for Willow to become AEW Women's Champion at some point. I would love it if she was the babyface that was going to defeat Mariah May when it's eventually Mariah May's time to drop the title. I would love it if that person was Willow.
I have somebody else for her to defeat after a long reign that's also in this company that I think will make a lot more sense. But just to see her, yeah, of course. I mean, the real main goal, the real big win for Willow would be to avenge her things with Mercedes and beat her for those championships. But I think that, yeah, what Robert's saying here, I've been an advocate for Willow for a long years and years and years, and I always knew she was going to be in this position. But I'm so happy that the fans are at that position too. Like the fans are like, she's an AEW homegrown, she's our girl. We want her to win. We want her to be in these big positions, and that's going to help with her moving forward.
All right, we got let's all boo Terry. Boo. Hulk Hogan. Why didn't Hulk Hogan and the CEO see the red flags last week? Color blindness.
Can't see that.
That's wild.
So
wild. We got well-rounded Leo here who says TK needs to put his footrest down and tell Darby he can't climb Everest. It's too dangerous. WWE would never allow it. Look, it's if it was up to me and Reg, we would obviously be like, don't do it. But it's someone's dream. At the end of the day, you got to let people do their dreams and what they want to do. I do think it's cool that Tony Khan is allowing him to go and take the time off that he needs to go do that. Not everybody would. And most jobs, you would not be able to do that. It doesn't matter if you work at freaking Target or if you work here. Reg, if you were like, hey, I'm going to go take 3 months off, I'd be like, bro, I'm going to have to replace you.
Got to replace you.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
And especially in his type of work. Like I listened to a Ludacris interview and he said that one of the stipulations of him being in Fast and Furious is they said that he can't drive motorcycles when he's not doing the movie. There's like all these stipulations for people can't do these crazy things. And I'm sure climbing this mountain that people die in would be in that space. But Darby's such a unique individual. He's so different than anybody will ever talk about that. Like, there's nothing that Tony Khan could have did to stop this guy. Like
that's the appeal of Darby. You're essentially stopping the thing that you most love about Darby.
That's the thing. And like Darby's take it or he's like, I'm gonna climb Mount Everest, and if you say that I can't, I'll just quit and do it anyway. So it's like you might as well let this fool do it because there's nothing you can do to stop him. And just like Denise saying, that's kind of the appeal. Like you take all of Darby Allin's matches are fucking dangerous and scary, and like it could be his last match, but that's also why it's so intriguing and we're so drawn to him.
Dude, but let me tell you, when he does climb Mount Everest and he comes back with the I climbed Mount Everest attitude,
what?
I think we're all going to be looking at Darby like, yo, dude, fucking props, man. Like major freaking props for that. That's
He
just
could die. We also have to remember that.
I don't even try to think about that,
I just
Reg.
want to say it out loud.
I
He
know,
could
but I
die.
don't want to say it out loud. I
There's
can't.
a
I can't.
50-50 chance that he's
No,
gonna
Reg. I don't
die.
want to think about it like that.
Don't forget that. This is fucking dangerous. He could die. He could go up to that mountain and never come down.
But here's the thing. I feel like Darby's confidence in the way that he speaks about it makes me confident in his abilities to do it. So
Yes.
I try not to think about the real life dangers of climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah.
I honestly tried not to think about it.
If another fool was doing this, another AEW wrestler, I would feel way less confident about it. I'd be like, oh, that fool's doing? Absolutely not. But since it's Darby, I'm like, this fool's extreme sports. Like, he wants to do this so fast. I actually feel confident in him doing it. So it just feels different because, again, it's Darby Allin, you know?
Yeah, but again, I just feel
Still
like
so
at the end of the
scary.
day, it is so scary. It's so scary, but what can you do, right? Like you can't keep people back from living the life they want to live. You
It's
can't
like
do
the
it.
parents that tell the kid, oh, don't date this person, blah, blah, blah. They're going to do it. Some people are just destined. There's nothing you can do to stop them. They're going to do what they want to do. Darby's one of those guys. And you could never, as a promoter like that, tell a guy, you can't do this.
No, every
Especially like for
time
independent contractors and stuff and how this stuff works. It's like, they want to fucking do it.
my siblings, sometimes they tell me things they want to do, and I'm just like wanting to scream, you better not freaking do that. But I tell them, you do whatever you want to do if that feels the right thing. Because I know that if I push them to not do something, they're going to be like, oh, she's like a mother. So I'm going to do it to piss her off. So I try to be calm. I try to be calm in these situations and pretend like, okay, I understand where you're coming from.
Because your brothers, if they go to you, it's for a certain thing. And if you start to be like that, they're going to stop coming to you for that. Also, like if you're start nagging, telling them no, they're like, no, I'm about to do the opposite. And I'm going to piss her off while doing it.
But it's hard, Reg.
So hard,
it is so hard because internally I'm like, you better not fucking think about doing that shit. But but on the outside, you can't do that. You can't do that. You gotta let them live their lives. That's
exactly how I feel about Darby Allin. You gotta let him live his life. It's like Dawson's Creek or something. Do not just let him go do it. One Tree Hill episode or some shit.
We got Toby here who says, I'm not sure what's happening with Corey, but AEW, Corey Graves, but AEW commentary could be greatly improved by having him join. I'm still, again, under the assumption, guys, that this is all a work, that this is all part of a story, because if it's not, you don't go out and talk about your employer like that and then stay. It just makes you look really bad.
If it's not a work, he's crazy. Like that's not the way you want to be moving, dog. That looks nuts.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and say that it's a work, but again, we still don't really know for sure. Stewie Griffin here says, just wondering if Brian Cage always looks like a huge Steve Blackman. Or is this the new thing? Much love and stay safe. Thank you, Stewie. Thank you. I literally said the exact same thing. Well, because I hadn't been seeing Collision until last week, but Brian Cage looked like a brand new person to me. And now that he mentioned Steve Blackman, dude, if freaking Brian Cage went out there in pants instead of trunks, he could be the buff.
Sticks.
Yes. Oh my god.
Dude, Stewie Griffin though, I didn't think about it. Bro does look very much like Steve Blackman with that beard now. It's all dark and like they have the like.
And I was looking at him, Reg, and I was thinking he reminds me of someone, but I couldn't put my finger on it.
It's Steve Blackman. I love it.
What the F? But yeah, he looks like a brand new person.
Hilarious. That's so good.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Stewie. Now it's so fucked up.
Steve Blackman.
You know what, though? That's great. John Taylor says, just landed. Pilot said we couldn't taxi to the gate until Reg did the thing. Thanks, Reg. You the MVP.
Let's go.
No,
you the MVP, John Taylor.
The safe travels, John. I'm happy you're safe. Grapple Geekery says, I enjoyed everything but the learning tree as always. The Alicia Toot slander, the Gauntlet not getting time, and the DRWO rinse, repeat match.
The Death Riders World Order.
Yeah. That's wild. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into the MJF Jeff Jarrett portion of the show. Now, mind you, this was a pretty lengthy segment. I won't be able to break down every word that was said here, but the gist of this was MJF and Jeff Jarrett went out there and talked so much shit to each other. And we know that, we know that MJF loves to go with the low hanging fruit and it works. So it's very, very entertaining, right? Jeff Jarrett this time came in here and was like, oh, you're going to go low? Well, I'm going to go just as low as you.
Mhm.
And we get, MJF telling him how old he is, how he's basically done. He shouldn't even be there. Jeff Jarrett is talking about how he goes off about his mother. And then at one point it turns into now he's talking about Alicia. I was so confused. And I was saying this during the watch along. At one point, I thought the whole part was about his mother. And then I was so confused because I didn't know MJF's mom was Canadian. And then I'm like, wait, is that about Alicia? So I was just kind of confused in that portion where I didn't know what part was directed to what part of it. But it was still pretty damn low, which I did like that Jeff Jarrett, though, brought the same energy that MJF brought. Like he knew, okay, MJF's going to go with the low hanging fruit. So I'm too going to go with the low hanging fruit. I liked that. I was wondering if MJF was going to bring up anything about Kurt Angle, and he did. He threw that in there. Of course, we all know Karen used to be married to Kurt Angle. So he kind of brought that part up. And then he brought up Jeff Jarrett's drinking. I didn't know he was going to bring that part up too. Those two moments were the ones that got me going, oh, he really went there. That was my reaction to that. And this was long. This was definitely long. But like I said, during this watch along, the whole time I was just there staring, completely locked in to see who was going to say what and who was going to say the thing that hurt the most.
Yeah, low hanging fruit. Jeff Jarrett came out and out MJF to MJF. But did anybody want that, Denise? That's my question. Did anybody want to see Jeff Jarrett out here throwing shit with MJF?
Look, it's not the first thing you're probably going to sign up for, but if you're going to do it, I don't want to see Jeff Jarrett just standing there taking it all. If you're going to do it, he's got to fire back because the whole thing is Jeff Jarrett basically, MJF telling him like he's not good enough. He's old. He's already, has been that type of attitude towards Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett is basically saying, I used to be you and I was better than you. And I'm going to bring, in order to prove that point, he also had to bring his game as well. Like he couldn't just be like basically laying down for MJF to be the only one throwing shots at him. Jeff Jarrett also had to fire back to prove his point about still having his A game with him.
Listen, I'm not a feminist guy out here pitching for women's rights and shit, but why does both of their bits have to be like a whore? Your wife's a whore, your mom's a whore, your girlfriend's a whore. The whole bit's about your girlfriend being a whore. What about you two fools in here? Like, we get it. I understand there's been all this background. I didn't understand the Jeff Jarrett part because, like I said on the watch along, we've seen MJF's mom on here with her sign, her dad. Like, we've seen him on here, and that energy isn't really replicated. A lot of people know who MJF's girlfriend is. They've watched her work. They're a big fan of her. So if you're like, that girl that everybody knows is a whore, people aren't going to take that in well. And Jeff Jarrett's supposed to be the baby face, but he's attacking people that people like. I understand it doesn't really matter. He was trying to get off this bit of, I was you before you were you, so I can sling mud with you. But like, what's the end goal here? MJF beats up Jeff Jarrett. I don't give a shit about that. I
don't know what the end goal is here.
What is the goal of this bit here? They have a match and MJF beats him up. I don't have any interest in that.
Well, if Jeff Jarrett said that he was down to his final year of his AEW contract, then is this his big like hoorah moment? Like this is his big closing story with AEW and with his career? Will MJF be like the one that's his last feud?
We're doing the Sting thing with Jeff Jarrett, I guess. If that's the way that you want to use the fucking franchise player who we don't have time to waste with, MJF, when we should be locked into some main event level shit. I don't really know. This detour with Jeff Jarrett is just not really moving me. I understand they're stipulated like Jeff Jarrett last year. I want to work with somebody that's top notch. I want to do all this, but like MJF should be used somewhere. MJF should be used. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I love Jeff Jarrett. He's great. He's amazing. He should be featured and he does a lot for AEW, but should he be in with one of the top guys here? I wouldn't.
But they definitely look, though, if this were to be his last feud, though, I do get why they would choose MJF for that. And I do get why they would be giving it this time if that's the last story that he's planning on telling. Mind you, he's been in the business for forever. It's been on TV longer than I've been alive.
It's a fact. But would you give those same two guys fucking 17 minutes on TV to do a promo?
Was it 17 minutes? Like, it didn't need
I don't
to
know.
be
It's
17
fucking
minutes.
long.
Because, because you mentioned, like, oh, they're throwing shots at their moms and their girlfriends and stuff. I mean, they first threw shots to each other, and once they ran out with that, it was like, well, how much lower can I get, right?
I guess. I'm just like, if you guys are gonna throw shots, why do the women have to be the whores in this? Who are you? Who are you guys? I don't understand it. I did like when they got past that, when MJF got serious and he's like, I'm this guy. I like that bit. When he gets into MJF mode, he's the best fucking mic guy in AEW by far when he gets to that point. But it always takes so much to get up to that point. We have to like weed through all this kind of okay shit to get to the fucking real meat of this. But when you get to the real meat of it, it's heat. And that's just what I want to see more of.
I think the reason why they go with that is because it's always so insulting. Like, how dare you say that about my mother? How dare you say that about my wife or my girlfriend? And that's why they
Your mother's a whore. It's like, all right, dog, come on.
You know, it'd be one day would be funny if someone goes, you know what? I would call your girlfriend a whore, but we know that she's not because you're the whore.
You're the whore. You're the whore.
whore.
You're the whore in this. You're the call boy. You're not. There's not a call girl. You're a call boy.
That was the word of the day, by the way. Call girl.
Call girl. Your mom's a call girl.
I would have been like, who's she calling, bro?
Yeah, like people don't be. She could call her a text girl. Maybe she'd be sending them nudes, but like call girl. What does that mean?
I don't know, but but it's like I said, it's maybe the more polite version. I don't know. Is call girl more polite to use?
In the 40s, like people don't even know what that is. Like if you say sex worker, people understand,
Right.
prostitute, I don't know, something, but like call girl.
I understand call girl
Pull
though.
your fucking girdle up. Like that sounds like something they would have called fucking Marilyn Monroe. She's a call girl. I can't believe she's out here corrupting our streets. See?
Call girl coming in with a corset, a little umbrella.
Yeah, I called
like
her. I dialed her up on
layers
my
of
rotary
clothes.
phone, brother. Like, what is this? My horse and carriage brought me over to her.
The girdle. Isn't that
Fucking
is
girdle.
that is the girdle that wire thing that goes around the girls?
I don't know.
I should know this, right? Like, shouldn't I know this?
The fucking girdle.
You know those little wire things that go around the dresses and then they put the dresses on top?
Oh no. I think it's like the original what do you call it underneath? The Spanx. It's like the original Spanx, isn't it?
No, but these are like wires though, Reg, not fucking Spanx.
They're not like, I thought they were like something you put underneath like your big dress.
No, I don't know. I'm
I don't
trying
know.
to see if someone knows the name of that. Is it not a girdle?
I don't know.
I don't think I really know
Girdle.
what a girdle is. No, a girdle really is the Spanx.
It's like Spanx, right? Yeah, original Spanx.
Yeah, and it's not a corset. No, it's those.
Mhm.
Damn, it's those wire things. I don't know what they're called.
They're like
but
wired Spanx.
They're not Spanx though. They're literally in the circle.
What do you mean in a circle?
Like they're wires.
What do you mean they're wires?
Or
to make your
cords,
dress look fluffier? Like I don't get what the
Yeah.
point is.
Okay. Someone says it's called a bustle. Let me search it and see if it's a bustle. Bustle. Oh, it just took me to something else. Bustle dress.
I brought this kneeler over and she had a fucking bustle underneath. That's
It might
crazy.
be a bustle. Yeah, I think it's a bustle because it gives you that little extra like
Oh,
it makes it look like
perks you.
yeah, no, it's like the ones that they used to wear like back in the day.
Gotcha.
See, okay, so there you go. A
little bit of girdle history.
All right, so that's how I imagine my call girl with a bustle, a corset, an umbrella, a big little hat with a little bow in the bottom.
I'm a call girl. I'm out here turning tricks. Don't tell the authorities.
Oh man, but yeah, so Jeff Jarrett brought back the call girl. All right, let's keep it moving here and see where we're at with everything that went down here on this show. All right, we had Sheldon Jackson who says Hobbs had a good showing, but another Moxley bloodline match to retain the title. AEW needs to end the Death Riders ASAP. It ain't working. They're getting to Nightmare Collective levels of just bad. I didn't want to mention the bloodline thing again because we really went so deep into that last week. But today I was thinking that during this match with Hobbs, with
When Yuta
everybody
came
going
out.
in, I was thinking about, I couldn't get out of my mind. And I was going to say it earlier, but I decided to keep it to myself. But now that Sheldon Jackson put it out there, I got to second it.
Yeah, when Yuta came out and hit the knee and then the Marina bit, I was like, dog, we can't have this every big title match. It's going to get old, and it's already so old.
I want to say it, Reg.
Say it.
But I know everyone's going to yell at me.
No, say it.
It's the Timu bloodline.
Ooh. Tough one. It'd be really tough if you were lying, Denise. Like if you were like way off, I'd be like, don't say that, Denise. But like, you guys.
I know. I didn't want to have to say it, but that's what I was thinking.
It's like, you know what they're trying, what they're going for. You know what I mean? Like they're just not hitting that mark though. And they're like, we're gonna keep trying, but I'm like, this isn't the way to get to it though.
No, but I couldn't. I'm sorry. My brain is just like, I can see what they're doing or what they're trying to do rather. And now I can't help but connect the dots.
Ugh. It don't have to be this way, dude.
I'm gonna get yelled at. All right.
That was Denise Salcedo. This is her. This is Instinct Culture. This is her brand.
Damn, bro. Put out my address.
She lives at 555-9999.
They're gonna take me out right now. Some like Death Riders hardcore fans about to come in here and be like, "Oh, fuck you say about that?"
I don't want no parts of that. It was all Denise.
Wild. All right. Vasco says women needed more time and competitors. Fun though. And we'll get to that in just a second. We got the infamous Raider Loco here who says waiting on Camille, but damn Megan. Oh Lord. Luke Thornton says Swerve to win the title from Mox, then Darby Allin. I don't know if they're gonna run back Swerve so soon though.
Look, Luke knows what he's talking about. This is the way to go right here. Get Swerve back, one of the hottest wrestlers in the brand. There's a couple of ways that you could go, Luke, because like Hangman could be slotted right in there. Like same thing. Like we can build Hangman up in 3 weeks, Denise, and make him world champion, and that shit would hit hard, you know?
Let's all boo Terry here says Shibata and Hook and Joe for AEW's Trios chance. TK, book it. I kind of want to see Hook start doing something a little bit different. I was happy to see Samoa Joe, which we'll get to in just a second, but I kind of want to see Hook do his own thing. I don't think I want to see it as a Trios champions right now.
Yeah, and this bit, we're more excited about Samoa Joe being back, not the prospect of him being back with Hook. You know what I mean?
Right,
like, we want to see Hook into something new, into some other grounds moving forward.
Terrence Johnson says Jay Briscoe versus MJF would have been lit. Yeah, of course.
That's a fact. That would have been a great match.
Hamburger Helper says we need the Trios Gauntlet match. We need champs. I was gonna say, do we have enough Trios for the Gauntlet? We do. We got a few.
Where are those championships at? Man, I haven't seen those in years.
They're with the Death Riders. Jesus we don't Christ. See them either. What I don't want to say. All right, Yowie Potter says Willow deserves to be a champ in AEW. Reg is right. That's all. Boo Terry says Megan Thee Stallion and Megan Bayne could swap faces. We got Howie Potter here who says Brian Cage as Buff Blackman is wild.
Buff Blackman, really definitely much bigger than Steve Blackman.
Margie Love says, serious question, who is Double J for in 2025?
Great question, Margie. Denise.
I don't got all the answers for people. I'm just saying, like, look, I'm a Jeff Jarrett fan. All right. Sure. I am. So that's why I don't want to be mean. I'm not going to be mean.
There's somebody, like, I have this question about a bunch of wrestling people. Last week, people were yelling at me on the internet, Margie, about, oh, this Mox's last two pay-per-view, the last two AEW pay-per-views have big numbers because Mox is the champ. And I'm like, I guess you could take that angle, but I don't know. But like there are people like, yeah, Cope's for somebody, Christian's for somebody, everybody's for somebody.
Right.
It's not for us.
Right. All right, we got Let's Put Terry here who says JJ broke guitars over chicks' heads. Jeff Jarrett is better. Hey man,
Jeff Jarrett did go on a run.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I feel bad. Like, if this is his last chapter of his career, then let him have his moment, you know?
He did hold up the WWF for money, but to not lose to China, though. We don't like that. That sucks.
Tyrone Kid says, I'm lame, but Cope. But is Cope just wrestling WWE PPL or PLE? Huh?
People.
People. Oh, I'm like, oh, wow. I forgot what PPL stood for. Bro, PPV, PLE. I don't see any.
You're like, what the hell is PPL?
What the hell is PPL? Bro, I'm done. My brain is
Is
cooked.
Cope just wrestling WWE PPL?
I was like, WWE PPL? I don't understand this question. I'm done, guys.
No, it's so weird, Tyrone, because like when he first came, year, whatever, however long he's been here, he was going into all these like open challenge matches against all these young people, like the future of AEW, and it feels like they've reversed that or something. It feels way different in this run now. I don't know if they were like, okay, the injury thing, how much time do we have with him? Should we just get to like the shits? And like I understand that, but it just feels so different than what he was.
Yeah, he went from wrestling. I mean, this is not a good example, but for whatever reason, I still remember that match that he had with Griff Garrison on Collision.
Right. Like, well, that's random as hell. But I still rather see him with that. It's like something he's never been in because it's intriguing, you know?
It's a mix of everything. Like, there are certain people that I'm like, if I saw him work with Adam Copeland, I would be like, I would dig that, you know? Like, I'd be okay with certain feuds. But I just think right now, it's just the Jon Moxley thing. It's just the Moxley thing just not working as champ. I feel like anybody, you could even put someone that we like working with Moxley, but because we don't like the Death Rider storylines, we're going to be like, not interested, even though it could be somebody we like.
Just because we don't believe that anybody's going to beat Moxley. So anytime he's involved with somebody, we're like, we're okay.
Yeah. So right now it's just like, oh, you're involved with the Death Riders. We like you, but not right now.
Right.
That's what it feels like. Howie Potter says, Howie Potter says Timu Bloodline and AEW is crazy.
Denise, you're dead, dude.
I'm
like
done.
you're out of
Yell at
here.
me.
You are. I'm just waiting for this message to come through. Like, you guys did it again.
And it's always me just getting people in trouble.
I'm like, I used to be that fool too. I used to be like, oh, I said something crazy. That's why I stopped being on the internet. I can't say anything crazy. But now my partner just wants to talk crazy on the damn internet all the time. Every time she's on there, she's just like, Timu, you're dead, Denise.
By the way, I have shopped at Timu, so
hey, listen, I think this sweater's from Timu. Shout out to Timu. I'm not ashamed of it.
I'm gonna do a whole ass Timu video. You wait and see.
Me too.
All right, they're gonna call me up for a sponsorship. They're like, oh, I heard you're comparing everybody to us.
Listen, send me some stuff, Timu. I'll model it on here. I'll even do the dumb TikTok videos where they're like, I just got this haul. I got this big Timu haul. Watch me put it on.
No, I did talk to Timu a couple months ago, by the way, because I was looking for sponsors for the channel. They were offering like nothing. And I thought
it's just like their labor. They're scamming.
Yeah, and I thought maybe like anything, like what can we work something out? Like, what are the offers? And I won't even tell you what the offer was because you'll just
free
be
clothes?
Like, what? No, not even free stuff.
What?
No. And I was just looking at that like, you know what, Timu, bye. We're not going to continue this conversation anymore.
Later, losers.
Yeah. So, anyways, all right, we got Let's All Blue Terry here who says Harley Cameron can hardly see after that missed attack. She's getting over, by the way. We got Soundwave 80s here who says, do you think Britt is leaving AEW soon since they remit using her right now? Dude, I was expecting Britt Baker to appear in this Casino Gauntlet.
Where is Britt Baker, Denise? When's the last time we saw her? It's been some time. Like, I can't even remember the last time she's been on TV.
All In? Was All In the last time? Or did she appear after All In?
No, remember she had the thing with Serena Deeb and then we never saw her again.
What thing with Serena Deeb? I don't remember that.
Remember she said Serena Deeb was nothing or something, and then Serena Deeb wore the shirt. They did a promo, and then Britt was like, you ain't shit. And then Serena wore a shirt that said the disc that, remember that? She had the pointing up arrow, and we were like, well, this is weird. You don't remember any of this. You blocked it all out.
Do not remember any of this. Did this happen on Dynamite?
Yeah. The Britt and her thing, they did like a promo, and she said you're nothing or something, and then she wore the shirt of what Britt said. But then they never did the match.
Okay, someone's saying that it was the 5th anniversary in her hometown.
Oh, yeah, October.
Okay, so that was the last time. Wow, I don't remember any of that. Apparently, she said, Britt said, no one cares.
Oh, no one cares. Yeah, she wore the no one cares shirt, and then she
I'm
wore
out
the no
here
one cares shirt.
proving the point. I
Yeah.
don't even remember.
It was weird, and then we were like, okay, that was weird that she said that and they did that, but then they never did the match, and then we haven't heard about Britt at all on TV.
So we didn't even see the match.
Mm-mm.
Oh
Something's going on.
dear. Oh dear. Yeah. Wow. Feel bad. Is she doing a movie? Someone says she's doing a movie. Is
Oh,
she
okay.
she
I
probably
didn't
has
know
like
that.
a spot or something, like a cameo, maybe?
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, good for her. All right, Soundwave 80s. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, I was expecting her today in the Gauntlet. All right. I know I'm gonna mess up this name, so Reg, you do it.
Gerard.
Yeah, I always say Jared. Remember, I always say Jared. Gerard. Says, when is the Death Riders angle going to end? Is Tony
Never.
Khan aware that his audience are tired of this and the rest of the fans want change? Look, Tony Khan is very much online.
There's no way he's
Very
not
much.
aware, right, Denise?
There's no the attack that was coming through with that 12-man match for Collision. It didn't happen under AEW's account. It happened under Tony Khan's account.
Right. Yeah,
There
there's
ain't no
no
way he
way.
didn't see that.
If he's not aware of this and he's so aware of the other things, I'd be very shocked. But I just think, like, I don't know, man. Like, you want to, if the talent's coming in, you want to please talent, you want to please people. Like I said, they have done better numbers under these guys. Like, it probably feels like something you maybe want to ride it out, but there's no way he's not aware. There's no way everyone isn't aware, you know?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Gerard. We got Let's All Blue Terry here who says if only Blue Chew was on Timu.
That's crazy. You should not get one from Timo. Get it from the official Blue
Yes,
Chew.
with your promo code Denise, by the way.
Yeah, do that.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and get back into some of the other topics here on the show. So let's get into the Casino Gauntlet that we got here for the women. Chris Statlander and Jamie Hayter kicked it off. Of course, Mariah May was on commentary. We got a surprise appearance by Megan Bayne, who made her AEW debut, looking absolutely phenomenal. We got Julia Hart, who came in right after that. She was the fourth entrant. Then we got Willow Nightingale. She went in there as well. And then after that, we had Toni Storm. She was the other person who came in. And I believe she was the last one, right? I'm not missing anybody? Oh, Harley Cameron. Yeah, Harley Cameron. Can't forget Harley. And then I think that was it. So those were who we got here in the Casino Gauntlet. And this match had some good moments. Like Megan Bayne looked absolutely great, and that she looked like a million freaking bucks. During the matchup, I remember telling you, Reg, that I was watching Mariah May on commentary, and I kept thinking, damn, she should be wrestling all these girls. Every week she should be wrestling one of these girls. Why is it that we don't often see Mariah May on TV? Like, she's always, for weeks, they had her cutting the same exact promo backstage until we finally got the Mina match. The Mina match has been like one of the best things she's done, or the biggest thing she's done since winning the title, aside from the Thunder Rosa match too that she had. So I don't know. Personally, I kind of feel like they could display her a little bit more, give her that oomph presentation, because she is the champion. And Toni Storm wins. She did it she rolled up Julia Hart for the win.
Yeah, I think my only issue was the time. I think, like I was saying during the watch along, with how they built up this show and this match, and Mariah's going to be at ringside and it's big stakes. Like, I thought they were just going to put a little bit more time, a little bit more emphasis on what was going on. But beyond that, I think if you're looking at this division and the contenders for Mariah, if these are the contenders, we are beautiful and golden for some months moving forward. If you got Tony, Chris, Jamie, Megan, Willow, like, these are some heavy hitters. Julia, like, when everybody was in the ring, I was like, okay, beyond anything, this is a great number of women who can lead this company forward, who can be in the big championship matches, who can be champion. Like, what they represent for this division moving forward, I think is a great sign. Megan Bayne, like you said, looked amazing. She looked big. She looked like a great presence. The fans knew who she was. She made like a great impression coming off of that. And when she was in the ring against Stat, and in the ring against Jamie Hayter, and in the ring against Willow, all these people we want to see her against, it felt like, damn, this is a great place for the women's division to be. It felt a little bit abrupt, like they were having a great a bunch of great stuff was happening. Women were exchanging things, Willow and all these people were fighting. And then Tony comes into a big pop, of course, and then they kind of like rush. And then she just rolls up Julie, and that was it. It just felt like a little too abrupt, but it was kind of a victory that we expected from Tony. That's who I kind of picked to win this. But I think, like I said, coming out of this, my thing was, damn, this division looks great, and I'm excited about what's going to happen moving forward.
Now, this match isn't until February 15th. That's a long time from now. That means for the next several weeks, we're going to go back to Mariah May and Toni Storm. So I'm curious to see what new stuff we get. Of course, right now, Tony's not doing the timeless gimmick. She's doing the I'm a rookie and I just got here to AEW. So I think that new element could make it feel a little bit different from the first thing that we saw. But I do wish that we got to see Mariah May work with a few more different people. I hope that while she is feuding with Toni Storm, I do hope we get to see her maybe have matches with other people as well.
Do you think, the question now for you, Denise, my co-host, does Toni Storm beat her at Grand Slam?
I don't think she should. I know Toni Storm's probably going to be a little bit more over, but Toni Storm
she's going to be so over
multiple times already. Mariah May, and I think instead of, just focusing on Toni, I think they need to not give up on Mariah May.
Right, you're right. Yeah, I think Mariah
up on her.
Mariah needs more. Just like you're saying, she needs to be presented more. She needs to have more matches, and she just needs big wins. And like, she beat Toni at All In, but there's still there needs to be that rematch where she looks even better and then gets the win to really cement that. So I think she needs to go over too.
I think so too. Yeah, I feel bad. I don't want them to cut the legs off of Mariah May's reign as champ because we were excited about it. I know I was excited about it. I was excited about seeing her become champion, and she's a good wrestler. Just have her go out there. Like, I think people kind of forgot what Mariah May can do if you're not constantly watching her on Dynamite. Like, I was just watching her on Collision the other day. Having her match, and it's like, yeah, we should be seeing this on Dynamite.
Yeah, that's the craziest part about it is she's a great worker. Like, when they give her matches and they give her time, her matches are awesome. It's like, you would think you would want more of that. You think you'd want more opportunity for your champion to be presented, but she's a heel and she puts herself and takes herself out of things, and it makes sense on how she does it. But just let her wrestle a little bit more. I think that'll add more prestige and legacy to her championship reign.
I agree. We got Let's All Boo Terry here, who says, does Jacob have a more prettier moonsault than Tiffany? The hubs? I can't put my hubs out there like that. Come on.
Man, yeah, you can't let, you got to be biased, I guess. Like, he's going to be mad if you say Tiffany.
I know he's already telling another man he loves him more than he loves me. What can I say, guys?
Every week. They make t-shirts out of it and everything.
But no, I think Tiffany Stratton has the prettiest moonsault ever. That's why it's called the prettiest moonsault ever. I love Tiffany. She's great. Howie Potter here says, does AEW have one women's match quota per show? This show was probably a little bit different just because they had more women on for the Gauntlet.
In one match.
I just wish they had more time. That's all I ask. I wish they had more time for this match.
That's it. I thought that things are going to change with going to Max, but still simulcasting on cable, we still kind of have to be in those limits,
Right. All right, we got Jarrod Clark here, who says, Tymello. I know I got to really pronunciate. Don't laugh at me, Reg. I can see you laughing at me. I got to really hit the notes or else it won't come out right. He says, Tymello and Anna Jay should be the new AEW Women's World and TBS champions in 2025. Time to push the underutilized female talent, including I'm going to say Penelope Ford, like Booker T.
Never seen her.
We played that clip 3 times today, guys. 3 times.
I've never seen her. Yeah, exactly. Just like I was saying with describing the women in the division, there's still other women on the roster that are awesome. We talked during the show, someone's like, who was our surprise pick? Athena was my surprise pick, and she wasn't in this match at all. She's still looming in the world. Like, AEW has a roster full of some of the best women in the world. We just got to start utilizing them more.
Margie Love says the wrestlers' talents are definitely not the problem in AEW.
That's a fact.
We got Let's All Boo Terry here, who says Reg, Megan Bayne, and Denise sort of look alike, right? What?
No, they do not. Let's boo Terry Bollea, boo. Don't ruin Megan Bayne for me, okay?
I'm like, let me look at her face. Let me look at her face.
Do not do this to me. Stop it.
Oh, I know why people are saying that. Or
Why?
why he said that. It's just the dark hair and the eyebrows, but
It's
we
just
don't
the
look
hair.
alike at all. It's just the
Mhm.
hair.
Hair and eyebrows.
Hair and
Mhm.
eyebrows. I'm gonna
No,
ruin it for you, Reg.
they do not look alike. Don't bring your big forehead out. Leave me alone. No, take the super chat off the
I'm
TV.
posing
We're never gonna
like
talk about it
Megan in one of
again.
the pictures. I'm looking at her right now. She's posing like this.
Terrible. Terrible. We're never gonna speak of this again. We're moving forward, and this is it. This is the last time we're ever gonna talk about this.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send you a bunch of pictures of Megan Bayne, but I'm gonna put my face.
Dude, don't mess up
I'm
Megan
gonna-
Bayne like this, Denise.
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
tell
put her-
Megan Bayne about this.
I'm gonna put my face in it so I can ruin Megan Bayne for you forever.
Do not ruin Megan Bayne. She don't deserve this. She's just being big and beautiful somewhere, and here you go.
That's so funny. Thank you so much, Terry here. But yeah, we do not look alike. All right, so let's go ahead and press on. We got Kenny Omega versus Brian Cage. That was the opening of the show. Exciting to see Kenny Omega back. All right, with that being said, we did get to see Kenny Omega got busted open once again. I think that was, like you said, one of the same wounds that he had from the Gabe Kidd match. But this was fun, man. It was we did see Brian Cage going after that midsection of Kenny Omega for a bit. He flattened him out, laid him out onto the commentary table at one point. But this was a fun match. Cage even hit an F5. I mean, this was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, I think that, starting the show like this is so important. Like immediately getting into Kenny Omega's back. It's Dynamite. Here are the feels. Here are the vibes. He's in there against somebody who's going to bring it all the way to him in Brian Cage. I thought this is a great way to reintroduce Kenny. It doesn't have to be a 30-minute match like the match you had with Gabe Kidd. It doesn't have to be this epic showdown. Just go in there and show that week after week, Kenny Omega is back and he's going to be able to produce high impact quality matches like this against some of your favorite AEW superstars. Like this is just seeing Kenny back in his element. We're going to be frustrated for many months as he sells this diverticulitis and adds it to his damn repertoire like Bryan Danielson had with his seizures. It's going to be unfortunate, but it's going to hit and work every time. Seeing him back out there, the after match thing with he got attacked by Fletcher, Lance Archer is out there. Eventually, Takeshita comes down. Him and Omega are going at it back and forth. Ospreay comes down for the save. So looks like they're setting up Ospreay and Omega against Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher, and that's fucking insane. Like if that's going to be one of the matches on, I'm guessing Grand Slam Australia maybe, or Revolution, wherever it's going to be fucking insane. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm going to say Grand Slam Australia. That's probably where they'll run that because I don't know what they're going to do for Revolution, but I mean that would be a good match for Revolution too. But yeah, I think that I think we're going to see
Takeshita and Kenny Omega.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So, but we can definitely do that for Grand Slam. You're right on that. But no, that was very cool to see. I love seeing them just like in the ring together. The whole time I'm like, are they yelling at each other? Are they friends? Are they not friends? Like, what's the vibe here? Like, they're not like friends where they're so chummy and let's hug with each other. That's not how it is with them. It's like, we're sort of working together right now, but there's also still this, our vast history is still between us.
Exactly. That's what the thing is. It's like, if you're a top guy, if people are calling you the best, but they're also calling this other guy the same shit about you, you have like kind of this weirdo bond where like, I feel like Ospreay is like, I don't really want to like you because people are continuously saying that you're better than me and I'm fighting every day to be better than you. But I want to save you from these moments because I don't want you to be injured again. Because again, I want to prove that I'm better than you in a match one day. It's like this kind of like high school jockish fighting for the number one position thing, but you guys are both great. So you need to team up together. It's a great whatever's happening with them. And I'm really excited. That's probably like my most intriguing and exciting show part about AEW right now is what they're doing with Ospreay and Omega.
Yeah, that was so much fun to see. But that's what it is. They're two of the best, but at the end of the day, you want to be the best. So they're both going to want to fight for that spot. We got Web Surfer Guy here who says, do you think we see Shane O'Mac in AEW in 2025? I'm going to say in the nicest possible way, no absolutely not.
I'd see Goldberg in here first, and that's definitely not going to happen.
Nah, especially after he called AEW cheesy. I'm
Not
like, yo,
happening.
that's mean, bro. Like Tony Khan said all these nice things about you, put him over on a press conference. He even said we're
Whack.
friends. And Goldberg's like, oh, that product's cheesy.
I hated that. That sucked. They were like trying to be cool with Goldberg and all this, and he was just like, he just came and buried him. That was whack.
That's
But
so
no Shane
mean.
O'Mac.
That's so mean. I
Mhm.
feel like, okay, if someone is, I mean, for the most part, like if someone says something nice about you, even if you don't like them, you're not gonna go out there and be like, oh, well, this person sucks, even if they say something nice about you.
You could
When you
even he could even been like, not for me, but to be like it's cheesy to try to put like something on it was weird.
No, because even if you say, oh, it's not for me, be like, oh, so like, is your taste so high and mighty that it's not for you?
That's what
Just
it feels
lie.
like.
Just
Yeah.
lie and say it's good. There, just lie. Just
He's
keep
a
it
wrestler. You know
correct.
you can lie. That's all that y'all do is lie. Now you can't lie. Now you want to tell the truth? That's crazy.
Yeah, it would have been a non-story if he said, "Oh, it's good."
It would have. Yep.
Non-story,
If he was
and
just
we
like,
would
"Oh, I
have
like
never
it,"
known.
or like, "I haven't seen much of it," like that would have worked way better, or something like that. But for him to be like, "It's
Yeah.
cheesy," it's like, what?
Okay, a good way to go around and answering a question like that, be like, "Oh yeah, I've been really wanting to check out a lot more of AEW. You know, I'm so
Or
busy
that.
raising a family.
Mhm.
Switch it into something with your family. I don't know.
Yep.
No one's
That's
gonna,
the easy
no
way
one's
to
gonna
get out
hate
of
you for
it.
that.
Listen, I got a kid. He got football games and shit. I haven't seen it, and people would be like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. You're a dad."
Yes, exactly. See, we gotta do media training for these people sometimes. Margie Love says, I felt a type of way when Don Kellis was kicking Kenny. Bro, Don Kellis was going to town on Kenny there for a second.
No, Don Callis had some built-up hatred from when he got assaulted last week by Kenny Omega. He definitely got his lick back. Them look like some extra strikes he was throwing out there, and I'm not mad about it.
Let's All Boo Terry here says Apollo Crews would fit better in AEW or on TNA.
Yeah, I agree. I've
And
been wanting him to get away from there for a while, but you know, he's having a good time.
yeah, he had a good time in NXT, but then they put him back in the main roster. He should have stayed on NXT. Soundwave 80 says, did you ever play video games? And if so, which games? I did. I'm not a big gamer. Many people know that already. But when I was a kid, my uncle and my cousin used to play video games all the time, and I would feel left out. So every now and then I'd chime in for a game. So these are the games I've played. I played Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, and Vice City, Resident Evil. I played Final Fantasy like one time, and I'd like to play Final Fantasy because I like their skirts. Their skirts were my favorite part of the whole game. And then I played Mario one time, that other game that comes with a bunch of games in it. I played that one. And then I played Sonic one time as a kid. Oh, I played Manhunt one time too. That was very violent.
We're playing scary games. Like, where do these scary games come out?
And I think that's and then obviously like WWE games. I played those a few times. And then that's it.
Wow, Denise. Denise is not really a video game player. She's not a gamer.
At all. At all. I don't like it.
I have an Xbox. I was actually just thinking about downloading Xbox Live, whatever, to download the games because I want to download that game, Saifu, I think it's called. It's like a martial arts game. I played all the games that people like, you know, Madden and 2K and Modern
I played
Warfare.
FIFA one time.
FIFA, that's a good one. But I don't play as much as I should or that I want to. Sometimes I play and then I'm like, I don't really like video games that much. It's weird. I have like a thing. It's like me with eggs.
Wait, what's wrong with eggs?
Sometimes I hate eggs. I think they're the most disgusting thing ever. Think about it, Denise. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, eggs are fucking gross. Like I'll order them and then I eat them and I'm like, these are so nasty. But then sometimes I'm like, damn, I want to eat some eggs.
Reg, want to know something? I don't know if I've said this on a show, but do you know that I eat eggs every day?
Do you?
Every day.
Yeah, see, I can.
Every day. When I used to live with my grandma, she was like, Denise, we need to have a talk. And I was like, what? And she's you went like multiple days this week where you had eggs for breakfast and dinner. And she's like, you can't do that. She's like, that's very bad for you. And I'm like, it was just 3 times. So what? But I could do like, if I wanted to, I could do eggs for breakfast and dinner. I love eggs. And in any way, I don't care. Give them to me in any way. I love them.
I have a love-hate relationship. Sometimes I love them, and then other times I think they're the grossest thing of all time.
I got lucky because right now, you know how eggs are really expensive. They're like $10 per carton. My husband's mom works at like a meat factory, or I don't know, I guess they do like more than meat, whatever, but she's got like access to wholesale eggs.
Oh, damn.
So we got 120 organic eggs
That
sent
is
to us from
so many eggs,
gift.
Denise.
Yeah, I think obviously I gave some away to like my mom and the kids because I can't,
About to
like, I'm
say.
talking cartons of like eggs, and she paid like $60 for them because
Oh my
she was
God.
able to get them at her like employee sale, which is you get the regular wholesale amount that you would get them for. So instead of paying $10 for a carton of eggs, I think it was like $4 or $6, I think, for a carton of eggs. So a huge, and the reason why we got that was because my husband went over to her house and he told her like, damn, eggs are so expensive. And Denise
She's a
eats eggs
freak.
every day.
Mhm.
And I'm like, hold on. So this is a double standard. Like, I can't get my expensive eggs, but my husband can buy expensive meat. Meat
It's
is
way
expensive too.
different. Your meat's so
I
expensive.
know, but I love eggs though. I want my eggs, Reg. I'm
Get some
willing to pay
chickens in
the
your
price.
backyard.
What?
Get some chickens in your backyard.
I thought about that. I was like, what are the chances of putting 2 little chickens in my backyard
Mm-hmm.
and get me some eggs?
Fresh organics all the time. They're disgusting though, honestly.
No, they're great. I love eggs.
When you think about what they are, though,
I try not to think about it.
If you think about what
And
they
if
are,
I think
what
about
you're
it,
eating,
it's still delicious.
like a baby bird, you're cracking it into a pan to fry it up.
Oh, I thought you were going to mention the other thing.
What other thing?
Oh, then maybe it's a myth. I don't know. I'd rather not say. I'm gonna make you hate eggs even worse.
They're awful, so it's not, I mean, it's just gonna aid what's already going on.
So anyways, I love eggs. Shout out to them.
I don't know how we went from video games. Oh, because I said I have a love-hate relationship like eggs. Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Howie Potter here says Denise should be Goldberg's PR agent.
I know,
I
she's
thought
pushing it
about that.
hard.
Like in my future, be a PR person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That could work for you, Denise. I think
Yeah,
you'd be
I
good at
think
that.
so. I think I'd be good at it too. I've thought about it.
Mhm.
Terrence Johnson says, did you hear about Chelsea's Undivas Open Challenge as an idea? No, or US Divas. Sorry, I thought I said Undivas. US Divas Open Challenge. I did not hear about that. No, I didn't hear about that.
One of those women should do an open challenge with those newly won belts, though.
We got Let's All Boo Terry here. It says AEW don't need to sign Goldberg. TK signed Gage. Oh, Nick Gage?
No, Gage Goldberg.
Oh, his son's name is Gage? I didn't even
Yeah.
realize his son's name was Gage. Just know him as Goldberg's son.
Nah, Gage Goldberg.
Nick
Double G.
Gage?
You said, oh yeah, Nick Gage.
That's random. No wonder, I'm like, that's really random. Like, of all people, that's what you went with.
You were like so sure, like, oh yeah, Nick Gage.
Sure, that's great. But inside my head, I was like, that's so random.
Nah, yeah, that wouldn't work out too well, I think, with Nick Gage.
It's so funny. Mike
Mhm.
T90K says eggs make you fart. Bro, you should see my diet. At this point, my stomach can handle everything.
You got the gassy ass diet, but you don't get gas off of it. That's
Nope,
good.
none of it. None of it.
Mhm.
None of it. I've built a tolerance up to this stuff.
Lucky.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what we got here. We hear from Ricochet today on the show. He goes out there. I don't even know what the hell he was talking about. What did he even say, Reg?
He was remember he walks out there and then you thought he forgot his promo, and then that's how we got into your forgetting promo bit. But he was just stalling, letting the fans react to him, and then he showed the clip of him beating up Swerve, and then immediately he was interrupted by Swerve's video. Nana came out, hit him with the chair. Swerve came out, they ran off. They're setting up, they announced a big match for February 5th in Atlanta, Swerve versus Ricochet, 1-on-1. That should be pretty awesome. So yeah, I guess this is just leading more to that. The Ricochet came out looking with his little, serial killer / substitute teacher look. So he's really honing in on that. But I'm excited about Ricochet's character moving forward. Like you said, this is the most interested a lot of people have been in him as a character, maybe ever. So like getting his game upped and everything being involved with Swerve, I think is great.
The only thing I could really say about this, besides I agree with what you said, that camera angle though for Ricochet.
That one
Whose
really got
idea
you.
was that? That was my favorite part. They just zoomed into Ricochet's face, and Ricochet, I don't know why, but it just looked funny as all hell. So that was probably my favorite part of this whole thing. But
there's some fool that we know that loves to do zooms in these damn interviews. So
I know. I would specifically, like, if I was a wrestler, I would specifically go up to them and be like, please do not zoom in on me.
Don't zoom in on me.
No.
Do not zoom. But some people that we know love zooms, though,
We do? I know
Zoom. Yeah, you know these people.
I know people that like to be zoomed in on.
No, that like to zoom in on people.
I'm so confused. But anyways, I was kind of hoping that Ricochet and Swerve would end up fighting out in the street, especially when he opened the door. I think he was like looking for a Ricochet. And then the commentary was like, they're out in the street. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to go out and fight in the street. Let's go. I was so excited. And then we didn't get any of that.
Yeah, they were short on time. They didn't prepare for fighting out in the snow. They just teased it. Ricochet ran off.
Hurt Syndicate MVP's back in the ring, teaming up with Shelton Benjamin, of course, and Bobby Lashley to take on Private Party and Mark Briscoe. What'd you make of this?
I thought it was super fun. A lot of black people in this, like I said during the stream. So I was very excited to see that. Seeing MVP, he looked good. He's walking around with that cane, but that cane is just because he wants to be on some old school player shit. He looked really good out there against these young guys. Private Party and Mark Briscoe were going 100 miles per hour. They didn't care about that. But the Hurt Syndicate, they're just on their way to win these tag team championships. They're big, they're mean, they beat people's ass. Shelton Benjamin kicks people's heads off. Like, it seems like they're setting up to be the tag team champions. And I'm pretty excited about that, you know, seeing them involved in that division with the different tag teams and that, I think is an exciting prospect. But I like to see more of MVP in this. It's cool to see them as a trios together. This is really fun.
We got a super chat here from Terrence Johnson here who says Chelsea wants to beat all the women in the Divas era in open challenges.
Oh,
you know what?
back.
If anybody can do it, it's Chelsea.
If I get to see Lita, I'm excited about it. Yeah, bring back Lita.
She's got such a fun, Chelsea's so fun. She's got such a fun vibe that I can see her doing some fun things with like all the divas. That would be cute, actually. I like that idea. Like bring in Trish to have a fun little match there with Chelsea. Like you said,
please
Lita.
bring in Trish. Please bring in Trish.
Did you see that like picture she posted recently on, or was it a video on her Instagram?
Gotta go find it.
Yeah, it's like a black and white image or footage. Sorry, I was looking on the Instagram page, and you know when it refreshes so fast that you only catch like a quick glimpse of it, and then I saw it really quickly, and I'm like, oh, everyone's gonna love this, and then that was it. Like I didn't go back to it, but she looked really great. I think it was like she was all wet. Everyone's going to Trisha's Instagram right now. They're like, what is Denise talking about? I need to see this. I'll show you. I just saw it.
She was all
I'm gonna
wet.
pull it up right now. Trish, hold on.
This
is the one.
Oh yeah.
Slow motion. Yeah, that's the one that I saw, and I'm like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna love this. Looks great. Good. Like Reg is not even paying attention. He's already going to her page right now.
Trish Stratus. Oh, with the pink dress. Damn, that's crazy. That's her, she got kids.
Terrence, thank you so much for the super chat. We got Let's Boo Terry says Samantha picked up Ricochet. Swerve, what's too late? Samantha rolls up in the car, just takes Ricochet. Bam.
Swerve was too late. Yeah, you got to have your girl waiting outside in the car if you're gonna say some dumb shit because you might have to run off.
Yeah, for real. All right, Christian Cage versus Hook, man. Hook attacked Christian Cage before they could even get to the ring. They got right to it though. I liked the speed at which they did this, just so that we had gotten off of the MJF Jeff Jarrett segment, which was very long. I think they needed to get right into the action, and that's exactly what Christian Cage and Hook did here. And this ended up in a DQ, though, because everybody from the patriarchy attacked Hook. And then we were like, so where's Hook's friend? And instantly we hear, dun, and we hear Samoa Joe. He comes back, and Samoa Joe cleans house, and it was great because we all love Samoa Joe.
Yes, so great to see Samoa Joe back in this. Yeah, they started jumping Hook. Nick Wayne, Mama Wayne was there. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with your face?
Sorry, Reg, but I have an idea.
An idea for what?
And I don't care if everyone thinks it sucks. Fuck it. Let's just do it. Samoa Joe gets his title back, takes the belt off of Jon Moxley, holds the championship. Who's my favorite opponent that's ever wrestled Darby? You know it. It's Samoa Joe. You know the matches that they've had. And if Darby were the one to defeat Samoa Joe.
And Moxley has been talking about somebody to come back to help save AEW. Samoa Joe, he's that guy. He comes back. He beats fucking Moxley, gets his championship back. This is a great fucking idea, Denise. Great.
I know. Sorry, I just thought about it right now. It just hit me.
The match is fine. Like I think that like you said, Hook jumping him kind of plays into the story of, You beat up my dad. I've been trying to get my hands on you for a while. I never can, so I should jump you to get there. And they did a bunch of stuff in the match. It was all great. The great part about this was the return of Samoa Joe, who came out at the end. They're jumping hook, and then Taz gets up like he's gonna get in there. I'm like, dude, these knees are way too bad, Denise. He
I
cannot
was
get in
rooting
that
for him to
ring.
go in there. I'm
No
like, go
way.
help your son, bro. Come on.
After all we heard of what he went through and surgery and all that, I'm like, do not get in that ring, Taz. Sit your ass down. But it was just a little ruse to get Samoa Joe out there, who came in clean house, huge pop. Samoa Joe is our savior, I think, Denise. Like, if he doesn't save us from that, he's going to save us from something. So great to see him back. He had such a, like you said, he had such a different energy to this show. Like, you feel Samoa Joe on here. Like, he's a big star. He's a big top guy. And it's so great to have him back here. When we're getting Kenny Omega back, when we're getting all these people back, what a perfect time. And seeing him against Ospreay, seeing him against Kenny Omega, seeing him put in these positions against these guys, such an exciting prospect.
Oh man, I'm sold on my own idea right now.
It's pretty good.
Someone give me TK's number. Someone give me TK's number.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Hello, Mr. Khan. I have an idea.
Why that little voice?
Because do you remember when Big Justice was on?
Oh yeah.
They did that whole interview at, I think it was on Fox or something, and then he turns around and he goes to Tony. Thank you, Mr. Khan.
I remember.
And then at the end of my conversation, I'm gonna go, thank you, Mr. Khan.
Terrible.
Alrighty, everyone. That was our show for today. Thank you so much to everybody who came in, hung out for the post show. If you hung out during the watch along or the watch along and the post show, y'all are the best. Thank you for your support each and every single week. Reg, tell the people where they can find you.
Every Saturday I'm on with Philip Lindsay. Tomorrow we have Ask Rhapsody, Fightful Select, regular Fightful for Saturday. Every Wednesday I'm on with Denise Salcedo. It's gonna be a crazy year, man. I got some cool shit coming. I wish I could just talk about it right now, but I can't. So I'm excited, you guys. It's gonna be a cool, great year. Denise and I are gonna be doing a bunch of fun, exciting stuff throughout the year. So yeah, you know where to find me.
We got Howie Potter here who says Joe versus Mox is a great idea. Thanks, Denise. I know, like I said, guys, someone get me TK's number. Mike T90 here says TikTok closes on Sunday. You gonna be okay, Denise? Look, I post content on TikTok. It's a very great app. I was on TikTok before TikTok was TikTok.
Yep.
But for, even though I posted content, I still wasn't it wasn't my primary focus. My primary focus is YouTube. Like YouTube's my primary focus. And the reason why I haven't been as invested in TikTok was because I didn't like that they would copyright so much of my content, literally copywriting my interviews with my face in it, where I'm doing interviews with people and they would copyright them. And I would just get so frustrated by that. But I would still post my content up, but I'm honestly I'm putting my efforts on, obviously, besides YouTube. It's Facebook and Instagram, because right now Facebook and Instagram are doing the best at paying their creators. I feel like, out of all of the social media apps, I make the most money with Facebook and Instagram. TikTok is good, but the problem is they copyrighted so much of my content that would get all these views and I would get nothing for it. And I'm just like, I don't really know if I want to give you all my content and you guys not give me anything back. So that's why I stick with of course, my love of my life, YouTube, and then everything else is just there. But no, that's why I always push my Instagram account and I push Facebook, because that's where, I can at least, get some funding back for the content that I'm putting out there.
Is this thing real? Is it really closing down? Because I know they tried to do the thing in court before a couple of months ago. Like, this is real?
Yeah, unless they sell it to somebody. If Mr. Beast has been all over social media today saying that he had some meetings with TikTok. He's looking to buy TikTok to keep it open here in the United States. Whether or not they sell it to Mr. Beast, I have no idea, but that's been the latest so far. But as of right now, it's looking like it's closing, which is really, really sad, of course. And then apparently the whole thing, I'm not too sure on the details on this, but apparently people are flocking to the Chinese version of TikTok or something.
Red something.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, the whole bit about us not giving our information to the people at TikTok, but now you're giving it to this other app. I don't really know the details behind that, but that's what's going on in that world right now.
The issue is they don't want TikTok because the Chinese dealings behind. So people go and download another Chinese thing. I'm like, that
right. Yeah, so it's interesting. I don't know, but it is what it is. What can you do? I don't know what you can do,
We'll
but
be fine. I thought I
yeah.
was gonna be finished when when Twitter died, but I've been fine. I don't care about that shit.
Well, you know what I have noticed though about Twitter lately is that Twitter is starting to I'm starting to see people like come back to Twitter because I'm starting to see that you're like, so there was a period of time where Twitter got so bad where it was just like dropping and dropping engagement, dropping in followers. Like there was no getting anything back on that app.
Mhm.
And recently I've been seeing that now like accounts are following again.
Um,
I don't know what's going on, guys. I mean, TikTok for me died the day Elon took over because he like ruined the app completely.
yep.
And I know because I was thriving on TikTok, I mean on Twitter.
Twitter.
And I'm not even kidding you. In 1 year, I grew like 50 to 65,000 followers in 1 year. And then when Elon took over, I grew 10K in 1 year. How do
Yeah.
you go from that kind of a decrease when I'm posting the exact same thing? And so that kind of demotivated me a little bit. And then I stopped like paying attention to Twitter as much. I still go on because I'm addicted to the app, right? But I realized that I had to put my efforts not just on one app, but focus on other apps too, which is why I started paying more attention to Facebook and Instagram and then started to see that, begin to grow.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. Anyways, that ended up just being a whole other conversation, but there you go. Let's be Terry here says when The Rock arrived at NXT last week, did anybody notice him park right by the WWE truck with Hogan's face on it? The Rock muttered, "Stupidest mother effer." No, he did not. I felt like that everywhere.
I feel like everybody would have been talking about that if he did that.
Right. I didn't notice that at all. So I'm gonna say, I think if we didn't notice it, we would have seen it by now on social media, right?
Somewhere.
That's funny. Alrighty, everyone. Now that is our show. Thank you so much to everybody coming through. Please support Reg and I on any of the social media apps since you just heard us talk about it. I'll be back here tomorrow, actually. I'm doing a Royal Rumble history trivia game for Kahoot. If you guys want to check that out, I'll be here live doing that. Friday, I'll be here for the SmackDown watch along and review post show. And then Saturday, I will also be here for the Collision watch along. Please do not forget to check out the Royal Rumble videos that I just posted. I tried to predict each and every single entrant into both the men's and the women's Rumble. Check those out. Those videos are up right now. More videos to come soon. Thank you guys so much. Bye, everyone.